All right. All right. Hey, I'm going to actually back this up a little bit. Sorry. Whew. Man, this lighting is terrible. All right. So, hey, it's Chris back at you with another Black Lightning review. Man, we're almost at the end of this season. This will be my review of Black Lightning Episode 10, Sins of the Father, The Book of Redemption. So, this was another fantastic episode. So in this episode, Anissa discovers where the secret organization that Gambi works for is holding all these kidnapped kids. She goes there, she sees it, she leaves, and then tells Jefferson about it. They go back, and all the bodies are gone. Black Lightning and Thunder get attacked. They take them out in an awesome fight scene. You get to see Black Lightning and Thunder work together in battle, and I tweeted when this happened, this is the Batman and Robin I've always wanted. Like, when we've done like shows with sidekicks, and not movies necessarily, but shows with sidekicks, I always feel like, especially like on Flash and Arrow, they didn't know how to do the mentor-mentee superhero sidekick relationship super well. But in Black Lightning, you get to see Jefferson and Anissa work together both in and out of battle. They talk about things, they communicate, and you really feel like this is an actual like fighting unit, Because for instance, comparing this to something like Flash, where, Flash, you had Barry Allen as the Flash, and then Wally West's Kid Flash. You didn't really get that. Like, they always had to have a reason to take either Barry or Wally out so the other one could be the hero instead of having them team up. But with Black Lightning, Jefferson and Nissa are each able to kind of have their own space, which is really enjoyable. So, after that, the secret organization, which the name I forget, actually kidnaps Gambi because they think Gambi's the one who broke into the facility, and they torture him because they think he knows who Black Lightning is, and which he doesn't know. And he actually doesn't give Black Lightning up. But they do know that he pretty much raised Jefferson Pierce. So later on in the episode, they also kidnap Jefferson Pierce. Jefferson Pierce, of course, has to use his powers in a sneaky way. He turns off the lights so that they can beat up the guys, and Gambi just ends up just murdering the agent dudes. And they escape. So that was sort of the A plot. Another part of the plot is that we continuously see more with Jennifer and her developing powers. Hey, it's one person watching. Hey, how's it going? But yeah, we see Jennifer and Anissa get into an argument, and Jennifer's powers go off, and she essentially just like lights up with electricity in a way Jeff does not. So Lynn does some experiments on her. Well, not experiments, but she kind of does an examination of her body, and we learn that Jennifer, while she has electric powers that are similar to Jeff's, they're not like Jeff's, because Jeff is like a battery. He can take in lightning and he can send lightning out, but Jennifer is like a generator, so she can generate lightning on her own. She doesn't need to take it from anywhere or do anything like that. So they're setting up her powers to at least be a little different from Jeff's. So, that's interesting. We're definitely not going to get Jennifer to suit up by the end of the season, I don't think. But it'll be cool if she finds fun and interesting ways to use her powers moving forward. We had a lot of Lala in this episode after we didn't see him for a while. He's pretty much taking control of the 100. I guess Tobias is missing ever since, the big episode where everybody dies. And he's pretty much taking control. You have a couple guys in this episode who try to threaten him, who don't really like his leadership, because he's kind of acting like a creeper and talks to himself. He's talking to his dead cousin that he killed in the second episode, and the ghost of his dead cousin, because he's seeing things. So people within the 100 try to stand up to him because they can tell that Lala's pretty cray-cray. And Lala, there's this really awesome scene where he rips this guy's ear off and then kills him. And another guy, he pretty much walks up to the dude. The dude's got a gun pointed at Lala's face, and the gun luckily doesn't have any bullets, and Lala threatens the guy, he runs away, and one of the other members of the 100 talks to Lala and goes, dude, what did you do if his gun, how'd you know his gun, wasn't loaded? And he goes, oh, I didn't. So I think we're kind of seeing that Lala, since he's been brought back to life, he's not afraid to die. He's a completely different person, and he's not afraid to die, so that makes him even more dangerous because he's willing to do more crazy things because he doesn't fear the backlash like maybe he would have before or someone else would. So I'm really excited to see where this plot goes. We know Tobias is going to come back, so I'm curious if we're going to see how the Lala-Tobias relationship is going to happen. And then, of course, you have Black Lightning in there. We only have, believe it or not, 3 more episodes left. Episode 11, 12, and 13. So, excuse me. I have no idea how this is all going to end. I don't know if this is all going to be resolved by the end of season 1. Because if this were something like Arrow and Flash, both of those shows, like, to wrap everything up in the current season, I'm curious to see if Black Lightning is going to be the type of show that extends plot lines over multiple seasons or if it tries to wrap things up. So, that was all interesting. And, yeah, so those were sort of the main things that went on this episode until... Oh, there's another C-plot where Jefferson sees Malik, the little boy that was working for Lala in the pilot, and he kind of sprayed, he's the one who sprayed the fake blood on Jennifer to kind of scare her. Jefferson's talking to this kid, and he's trying to mentor him and try and get him off the street and, get him right. And he's like, hey, I'm holding an after-school program. You should come. And the kid's like, oh, I'm not coming. Of course, the kid ends up showing up. And, you see Jefferson start, the mentor progress. And one thing I like that, Jefferson, not only is he a superhero, but he actually cares about his day job. He actually is a good principal. And one thing he's trying to do is that, hey, if I get to these kids that are on the street really young and set them on the right path, then they'll be able to succeed. Because there's a point where you get, you become someone like Lala or someone like Tobias, you're just too far gone. So we saw the beginning of that mentorship in this episode. Another cool, interesting thing is that, I think I forgot, is that we saw a girl who was on green light get kidnapped. She started to display powers, and then she got kidnapped by the government. And the guy who saw it is this dude named Two Bits, who we met before, who's kind of this person that Jefferson knew growing up, and he kind of goes to him for information. And, he was just a really fun, interesting character because Two Bits kind of felt like a guy you would know growing up. Like, a guy who was into some shady stuff, but for the most part, he was harmless. Very similar to Turk Barrett on The Defenders, Marvel Netflix show. So, I enjoyed scenes with him as well. And, of course, the ending reveal. So, the ending reveal is that we see one of these shadowy government guys that, is behind these kids getting kidnapped. And we learn that he's working with Miss Foudy, or in my opinion, I call her Miss Fine, the vice principal. So, the vice principal, we haven't seen a ton of her on Black Lightning lately. In earlier episodes, it kind of seemed like, she was either angling for Jefferson, like she wanted him, or she wanted his job. But now we find that, no, she's connected to the plot with the green light and these kids getting kidnapped. So the vice principal's evil, and by the looks of the preview next episode, she's going to try to get Jefferson arrested because she knows he's Black Lightning. The shadowy government organization knows he's Black Lightning. So I think it's going to be up to his daughters to help save him when he gets captured or arrested. So that's all very interesting, because I almost forgot about the vice principal character. And now to see her come back as a villain, I think is really cool and awesome, And Black Lightning, again, I get this episode a 9 out of 10. It kept you engaged. There was a good A plot, B plot, C plot, a good combination of superheroics, as well as some realism, the government, wanting to drug Black communities and, experiment on Black communities and things of that nature. I mean, that is a real thing. I mean, again, they mentioned the Tuskegee experiments, but things like that have happened in the past, and some people think they still happen. Who knows? But I'm really glad that a show is taking that idea and kind of adding a superhero spin to it. So overall, great episode. I'm digging Black Lightning. Only 3 more episodes. I'm kind of sad, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with this review. So let me know what you thought about this episode of Black Lightning in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you all later. All right, peace.